I recommend people start with a lacrosse ball for what I call the James Ernest lesson. That was the first lesson that I ever received in contact juggling. But any ball will do for this lesson that I'm going to give you right now. This is actually my new introductory lesson that I try to teach people because it's a little bit easier for people to get up to speed with it. It doesn't require as much practice. You can either use a lacrosse ball, 2.5 inches. I won't get into the specifications. Or something larger. This is a 3.5 inch plastic ball. And I will show you the lesson first with a lacrosse ball. Now, what you want to do is put the ball in your palm. Take your other hand. This is called ball walking, by the way. You're going to take your other hand and put it in front. Now what you're going to do is roll the ball from the fingertips to the back of the hand. To the back of the hand. Oh no, sorry. Heel of the hand. I apologize. This is actually the back of your hand. So it's going to come into the heel of your hand or to the palm towards the wrist, and you're just going to roll it forward. And with this, you can roll it in all different types of directions. The key is to try to keep your hand as flat as possible. It obscures the ball less. When you first start, you'll probably be doing a lot of this. Over time, you want to try to work that out, work that to be smoother, and also then you can start working on your isolations as well. And that's forward. You can also go backwards, and the ever popular side to side. Now side to side is a little bit more difficult, so I don't recommend you start with that, but over time you can. Now with side to side, what you want to do is the gap in between your fingers, between the two pinkies, count that as a space, just like you would any of these spaces, and the gap between your two index fingers, count that as a space as well. Yes, you can use your thumbs, but it's a little bit more awkward and it takes a little bit more smoothing. So now we can walk forward and we can walk backwards. The next step after forward and side to side. The next step after that would be the back of the hand walk. Now this is a little bit more difficult, probably take a little bit more time. So what I recommend you do is use your palm of one hand and then the back of the other hand before you actually work all the way up to the backs of both hands. Now, we're going to take the ball and we're going to flip it on the inside of the index finger. By flipping it, you're just going to twist your wrist very quickly, and the ball will go from your palm to the back of your hand. Just like that. Got to do the sound effect too. Now that's going back the other way. Now what you'll find is you need a control point on the back of your hand in order to stop it. Otherwise it'll be something like that. So to gain this control point, you're going to need to create a cradle. The way I classically do a cradle is with 3 fingers. So I depress my middle finger and I place the ball in this trough. And what I recommend people do is move the ball around and just get used to the feeling of it. Now what you'll find out is there's a lot more than just one cradle. If you want more information on other cradles, why don't you check out the cradle section of this. Back to the lesson. So I have the cradle and I have the ball on the back of my hand, and what I do now is, now that I'm used to holding it there, I just twist my wrist real quick and the ball goes from the back of the hand to the front of the hand, from the front of the hand to the back of the hand. This is what I call a flip-flop. And you can do it with both hands, both directions. Now, the next step would be over the pinky side. We did over the index finger side. Now we're going to do over the pinky side. So, put the ball in your palm again. It's probably going to be closer to your fingertips. If you notice, it's probably going to be closer to here than it is to here. Because when it's here, it's not actually going over your pinky or your index finger. It's actually going inside of those. So you're going to want to keep it a little bit farther up. And when it goes over the pinky side, you just basically want to let it roll, fall, and then scoop it up. So that would be like. So that would be like that. Now, of course, the drop that I just did is going to probably be what's going to happen a few times. Now, what you'll notice about this is on the way back, you're going to do the same thing. It's going to roll to the edge, let it fall, and then scoop it around. Unlike the inside or the index finger side, your hand can't do a twist going to the outside the same way it can on the inside. See how my hand twists real quick? When the ball's going from the outside and you do that twist, it ends up on the ground because of the way your hand is designed. But on the inside, it can just do a quick twist and end up on the other side. So when you're going on the pinky side, you're going to have to do some kind of either lift up and come around like that, or you're going to have to do what I just said, which is roll it to the edge, let it fall, and then scoop around. So now we've gone over forward ball walking, backward ball walking, side to side ball walking, back of the hand ball walking, and flip-flops, both directions. And now you can combine them into a little quick routine. And that is my new introductory lesson. I hope you enjoyed it.